How much longer is this going to take? I simply wanted to eat with you today. Where are you taking me? For once, I let you do whatever, and this is what I get? And was it really necessary to blindfold me? I've been far too lenient recently, haven't I? I know that we are far more comfortable with one another now, but I didn't think you'd do this of all things. Huh? Oh, are we going outside? Ah, you're right. I can smell the roses. I'm fine. If you weren't holding my hand, I probably would have tripped by now anyways. No, I can't see a thing. Why do you ask? Whoa! Wait, let me down! Okay, okay. I trust you. You just scared me, is all. I'll stay still. You sure are taking your time carrying me, aren't you? I hope I'm not too heavy or anything. You could have just led me by the hand, too, but. Whatever you say. That was quite terrifying. So, are we here? Can I open my eyes now? What is all of this? A picnic? My night? What is the meaning of all this? I have no words. Thank you. You really set this all up for my birthday? I'm glad you remembered. This is quite sweet of you. Oh, yes. We should sit down, shouldn't we? Well, I'm quite a bit hungry. I suppose this beats dinner inside of that large dining room. It's rather refreshing, sitting outside like this. Well, let's see what you brought then. This is quite the adorable cake. Don't tell me you baked it yourself. You truly are a man of many wonders, aren't you? Oh, you even made this for me. Summer rolls. It's quite a simple dish, but I hold many fond memories of it. Mother would always ask the chefs to make it for the family on warm summer nights. And, well, that's true. It's not exactly a Penco specialty, is it? I never enjoyed native Penco's food much. I much prefer the flavor and variety of food from Atticus and Claris. I suppose since Vittoria moved in, I'll have to ask her for some recipes. Well, I might as well. I might not be any good, but I've gotten better at omelets, haven't I? I'd still like to cook more. No, I won't be burning down the kitchen. Oh, you even brought my favorite fruits. I remember when we used to have family dinners. I would absolutely destroy the basket of cherries. Mother was scared I'd accidentally swallow a pit. I remember Leo and Livy laughing at my ferocity. Saya didn't have much to say. Well, until the blueberries came out anyway. Then she'd just be as crazy as me. She'd eat till her hands and mouth turned blue. Though, I suppose she stopped eating them after Despina told her she looked like a skink. I mean, it was rather unruly, but there was no need for such insults. Despina, she became such a changed woman. Anyhow, those were still good memories for me. Sometimes when I think of those days, my heart sinks a little, thinking of how happy we all used to be. Never mind me. This food, the picnic, it's quite lovely. It's quite like you. Thank you. I can tell you put much effort into pleasing me. It is quite the lucky day, you know? Another summer storm was supposed to roll in according to the tower, but I suppose they were wrong for once. I'm quite happy right now. This makes me very happy. No one has ever done something like this for me before, so this is very special. It's been a while since I've ever been so happy on my birthday, as odd as that sounds. One would think for a princess, of course, this day must be joyous, right? But it's been so difficult to see it as a happy day, ever since my mother died. I remember the summer before her death. She had been sick and couldn't step foot outside. All she could do was wave from the window. She promised me that she would attend my birthday celebrations the next year, but she never made it that far. After, I felt like there was no real reason to celebrate it without her. Slowly, the celebrations they forced upon me were growing smaller and smaller as Desmina's influence took over. Slowly, everyone left me. They just became busy, was all. Especially when the war began, it got so complicated. I had wished for more than just presents to be sent for me from faraway palaces. Father, he has always been a complicated man. His gaze is always quite distant. He loves me, and I know that, but he's just never been the same since Mother died. It seemed like he was even more devoid of life. I suppose that's why he clings on to Desmina so much. But today, it is very special, thanks to you. You've made every day for the past year or so enjoyable, like a cool breeze during a hot summer day. It really feels like a dream to be here with you under this tree. It brings me back to when I had first met you and dragged you out to the garden. It's been a long time since we've been acquainted, hasn't it? I never imagined myself to have a picnic with anyone, let alone my own knight. Though, I suppose it doesn't really feel off at all. Truly, I'm grateful to you, my knight. My heart feels like it can finally be at peace when I'm with you. Though, I suppose that won't last much longer, right? Don't seem so surprised. I may be a powerless princess, but I'm not all that ignorant. You force your smile, and you are quite navy. Your colors never lie. I've been painfully aware of your departure. It is set for tomorrow, isn't it? It was Leo, indeed. He sent me a letter, maybe a month ago, letting me know of your departure and my transfer to Vittoria's estate. You know, at first I was upset. I felt quite betrayed, honestly. I mean, why did you have to hide such news from me? Why did my brother have to take you away? I just didn't understand why you had to leave, why brother was making you leave. And I cried, you know? I was so upset. I was so angry. But I understand it somewhat now. Not that it doesn't make me displeased. You're the Plecteri Knight, the symbol of peace, justice, bravery and strength in Marana. This war with Claris has escalated far beyond what we thought it would be. Negotiations have failed, and we cannot idly stand by as Vorso, humans, and Storia alike are being dragged into this unjustified conflict. And this is something you can easily take care of, unlike other matters, right? And as much as I'd like you to choose between me and joining my brothers on their expedition to Rezoa, I know what your answer is. Besides, it's important that you go. I know how important this realm is as a whole to you. Well, of course I'm frustrated. Do you think I'm not seething with anger? I wanted to beg you to stay. I was going to bring it up, but I just wanted to pretend like you weren't leaving. But you are. You're leaving for Rezoa tomorrow of all things. I had finally found someone I wanted by my side. And now that's all going away. But I was just being selfish. But that's just the kind of princess I am. Selfish. I want you to stay here with me. But I'm sure that it's been a difficult decision to make, hasn't it? You may be my personal knight, but you are also your own person, with your own ideals, your own goals, and, well, supporting the Empire and my brothers is something you care about a lot. And I know you care about me, but Penkos won't be safe if this war isn't over soon. And standing idly by my side is not going to stop the conflict. This war, it's so much bigger than we thought it was going to be. And it's just something I don't have control over. But if you are fighting alongside my siblings, I am sure that you will help to make things right. And I trust in this belief, because it is you. I know it's important to you. I know you want to go. And that's okay, because you're doing this for the realm and for me, to keep me safe. I'm just scared you won't return is all. The Vorso are incredibly strong, even against mages. Their strength is unparalleled among humans. Apart from you, perhaps. It is all so complicated, you know. I didn't expect the negotiations to fall through like that is all. I didn't think Adept was so stupid as to let Queen Regent manipulate him like that. That damned Crown Prince. Just how dumb is he? The silly war is taking away my most trusted ally. No. I'm not mad at you. At least, not anymore after thinking it over. I mulled over it for a long while. I know you just didn't want to hurt me with your decision. You care about how I feel, about how this affects our relationship. But you didn't make that decision to harm me. It was probably the opposite, wasn't it? How can I be mad at that? How can I be mad at you? Of course I wish that you had told me earlier, but that's long over now. I can really only look forward to you coming back home, right? Well, it still worries me and makes me anxious. Well, of course, I know you're strong. You wouldn't have gotten the title of Plectera if you weren't, silly. Well, that would ease my heart a bit. But that oath? Are you sure? If you say so. If your conviction is so strong. But remember that this is an oath ordained by gods. So you cannot break this promise of ours. alright? You do have a blade on you, right? Well, go ahead. I'm alright. No worries. The wounds always seal up quite quick after an oath, don't they? I haven't made an oath like that in years. This is serious business, you know. Don't worry too much about me. Even if we can't see each other for a while, we'll be fine. This bond of ours is much more than a mere contract. A new day will dawn, will it not, my knight? Many seasons will pass, but you'll make your way back to me, won't you? You've promised me under the eyes of the gods now, after all. And indeed, I will wait for you. Even when I am a nameless soul, I will wait. You're such an oaf. Will you even recognize me then? Whatever. Huh? Of course I'm sad. But I don't want to cry much more now. Not today. I can always cry later, when you're gone. Don't look at me like that. I've just cried enough already these past few months. I have things to look forward to, after all. Like your return and my departure from this solemn place. Honestly, I didn't think that I'd ever leave this awful place, since it has trapped me for so long. Don't worry. She can't lay a hand on me since Vittoria's here now. And besides, Saya's finally going to cut the strings, right? It won't be too many more months then. Soon my fight will be finally over, right? I suppose you being assigned to me wasn't such a bad thing, since you are an Aramati, aren't you? I told you, I'm not that ignorant. Though I still have a few things to figure out about you. It made sense why a Plecteri knight of all people would be assigned to me, or choose to, rather. I suppose Leo really had to have eyes and ears everywhere. Huh. Rather useful, you lot, for investigations and information. The Aramati Guild. I really wish you hadn't told Leo I was poisoned, though. I suppose it worked out in the end. At least you didn't tell him about the other thing. Poor Serena, though. Suppose she had it coming. That poor girl. She was rather incompetent, leaving so much evidence behind. Despina must have been really riled up to choose such a girl to carry out the task. That does remind me. They're coming to the capital soon, aren't they? Surely the news must have made her blood curdle. I suppose you missed a chance to kick him then. I can always do it for you. So many events are happening, aren't they? It's a bit much to take in, really. At least I knew long before you actually had to leave. I wouldn't have known what to do if you had dropped it all on me today. Luckily, I bawled my eyes out weeks ago. I told you. I'll be alright. But regardless, I thank you for your help and your loyalty to this realm. You've helped to free me. I'm not acting oddly at all. I've just already come to terms with things. And I just want to enjoy tonight. It's a night to celebrate. I will fuss and worry tomorrow when the sun rises once more. Okay? So, no more Navy. Alright? Shall we light the candles? I must make my wish after all, and it seems to be getting rather dark. I'll sing, but I'll be quite shaky. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear me. Happy birthday to me. Do not tease me too harshly now. I told you. Let me make a wish. Hmm? No, of course you're not allowed to know. It won't come true if I do, silly. I just hope that this conflict ends soon. I imagine it'll take a long time, won't it? But then again, with Leo of all people spearheading this expedition, and with Livy and you by his side, I'm sure it'll end quickly. Is that a raindrop? Seems like a summer storm really is rolling in. No wonder it was darkening so quickly. Well, let's go inside. We can continue our conversation there. Well, pack the food. Hurry, hurry, before the rain gets heavier. I'm sorry for just dragging you into my room like that. I just didn't want any of the maids to fuss, and I'd rather not deal with them or their attitudes whilst they're employed under Despina. For now, anyway. No worries. You were shielding me with that big blue cape of yours, so I'm mostly fine. You got quite drenched yourself, didn't you? Just take off the armor. It must be awfully uncomfortable like that. No, really, it's fine. It's not like you can't fight without the armor, right? Here's a towel, so you can dry yourself off a bit. No need to leave. It's fine. It's okay. I just dry yourself off already. I don't really care that much about it, alright? I'm not trying to stare. I mean, it's rather rude speaking to someone and, well, not looking at them. And, I suppose I am a bit curious. I did not realize you had an emblem on you. You are God-blessed, it seems. So then, it is not important, is it? I just didn't realize you were one. I suppose you did say you were noble, huh? Anyway, I'll just turn around for the time being. The storm really rolled in quite quickly. Too bad we missed the sunset. I just left the basket somewhere downstairs. The maids will just find it tomorrow morning. I'm sorry about all the effort you went to. I just didn't think it would actually rain and ruin it. Oh, are you somewhat dried now? I can turn around. Oh, wait. Right. You wouldn't have a spare change of clothes in this room. Just... You're doing this to tease me, aren't you? You can just grab a robe if you'd like, but I doubt it'd fit your frame. You look quite silly with it on. Just do whatever you want. Right. Could you lend me your assistance? Yes. Come over here. Well, um, I just can't take this off by myself. My maids usually assist me with this part. Well, there are many parts to address, you know. There's the bodice, the corset cover, the corset itself, and my chemise. Just help me undo my bodice and unlace a bit of the corset if you can. I just can't reach the back. It's fine. I'm the one who's asking for your help, after all. Huh? Well, there are a few fastens around my skirt you just need to unclip. I mean, aren't you experienced with this sort of thing? Huh? No, I'm not joking. I just imagine, well, you'd be like Marquise Rain or young Lord Byron Lastra or Livy. Well, I just imagine that you were more popular is all. After all, you're the Plecteri Knight and you have this rather annoying attitude and, well, you were anointed a few months before ever arriving to the Fourth Palace, so I'd imagine you would have had time. Well, you're quite attractive and, well, you know, I thought that, and, you're handsome. If not for the scars on your face, like on your cheek and on most of your body, I'd say you'd be able to charm the most notable of ladies. Though I do find them rather charming myself. I'd say you rival even some of the most popular bachelors like Versailles Aeronome. Well, I did say you looked like my brother's friend, did I not? In fact, you even have similar eyes. Though I suppose yours seem a bit darker now that I look at them closely. The more I look at you, the more I feel like I've met you before somewhere. It's rather fuzzy, though. Oh, right. Thank you. I apologize for assuming and all, but... oh, well, I have to undo this to, well, if I want to get out of the dampened layers. Well, you've seen me in my chemise plenty of times before. Is this so different? I suppose the rain wasn't too bad. I might even be glad about it. Though, I suppose the feeling of drenched clothing sticking to your skin isn't exactly the most pleasant feeling, is it? Hmm? I'm merely chuckling at the sight of you. You resemble a wet dog that's been playing out in the rain for far too long. You've gotten more used to my jests now, haven't you? Well, it's been a rather long time, hasn't it? A whole year's passed. You still haven't told me everything, though, so I'll just have to go snooping like my brother. I'm rather glad we grew so close within the span of a year. I hope you don't regret it, serving under me. Well, that makes me feel at ease. I felt like you were happy with me. I'm glad we could connect so well. I didn't think I'd allow myself to get so close to someone like this. I really can't believe I'm so comfortable in your presence. I suppose all those etiquette lessons have been thrown out the window. Then again, that's just the type of rude princess I am. Huh. I'm just pondering something. So, you leave tomorrow morning, yes? Vittoria was mentioned to arrive rather early herself to help me gather my things. But your departure, it's rather soon, isn't it? Well, my knight, would you mind if I make a few requests? If you would be so kind as to fulfill them, that is. That's what I thought. Well, 1. Write to me as often as possible. I want to know that you are safe and that you are doing well. I'd also like updates on the war if you can. I'm sure Leo and Livy will also be sending me and my sisters plenty of letters, but you know. I said as often as possible, but if you can't, I won't get too worried. I know it gets hectic. 2. Please protect my brothers to the best of your abilities. Leo and Livy are powerful and strong, but it would ease my mind to know that you have their backs. They are my blood, after all. And I have one final request. Well, I am a bit nervous about this request. Well, I'm not sure what she'll think of me. I mean, it's not anything bad. Well, it's bad for someone of my status. But not that it matters much, honestly. I simply, I hope you do not think too poorly of me for asking of such a thing. So, do not be too taken aback by this request. But could you stay with me tonight? No, not to simply guard over me. Just stay. I want you to stay. Oh, don't give me such a dumbfounded look. It took a lot of courage to ask you. I know you've done so once before when I was ill all those months ago, but stay with me tonight. Just indulge me in my bizarre request one final time. Of course, you can refuse me if you'd like to. I know it crosses some boundaries that that any would be very understandably uncomfortable with. Why? Well, this has been stirring in the pit of my stomach for a long time. And I don't know if you understand my intentions or not, but we're close, you know? Closer than a knight and his princess should be. And I want to be even closer with you. I want to break those rules with you. I want you to see me as more than just a princess you serve. I want you. I yearn for you. But you can leave me if you don't want to, or feel uncomfortable, or don't share similar feelings. I see. So, I was not alone with these feelings. As long as you are okay with it, with me, of all people. Of course, I would not accept such brazen behavior if I did not. It can only be you. As much as I've tried to rid myself of such feelings, but over the last few months, it has become rather unbearable to idly sit by. But I suppose it's rather late, isn't it? I'm sorry I took so long to gather such courage. I suppose I was just simply driven by your departure. When you return, I hope to do my part to settle everything. You make me quite happy as well. Is my heart so loud that you can hear it? I suppose I'm just nervous. I am also glad that you accepted me is all. I worried for a long time that you'd come to hate me. That it was nothing but silly fears, I suppose. It's quite clear that it's the opposite, isn't it? I accepted you into my heart the day I met you. Although you were quite different then. You are my source of solace. Lean down for me. I suppose it's been a while since I've given you a kiss. Honestly, back then, I just gave in to my feelings, and, well, rather than a reward for you, it was just me being greedy. Hold me. I feel so safe in your embrace. I'm okay. Am I red? You're quite red yourself. Well, I suppose this is the first time I've ever been in such a relationship. I wish we had more time together. But we'll have all the time to court properly when you return. A year seems so short now, doesn't it? I'm starting to miss you already, and you have yet to even leave my side. Thank you for making my birthday joyful again. Thank you for everything thus far. Thank you. No, he's already gone. Must he always be on time? Oh, he's left a letter. Seems like he'll need to improve his handwriting a little. Not that he needs that skill on the battlefield. Dear Aera, I apologize for leaving without waking you. You seem so peaceful. I did not want to disturb your slumber. I will make good on our oath. I will return to your side. Concise as always. That silly knight of mine. Hurry home. I'll be waiting, as long as it takes.